Welcome back to another modification on the 1990 Toyota Celica GT-S model. Today we are going to be changing the shifter and changing it for the stock shifter to a short throw shifter. Um, there's like barely any performance to that. I just want a smaller shift change, right? Because right now, if I shift, I have to go like that all the way over there. And I could bring it down, so it's a lot of movement, and I want to be able to make that a little bit more shorter. So the first thing that I did was to take off the cover. So let me show you. It previously had the shift knob, so I took that off, and then I was able to slide this shift boot out. So put that to the side. Took out that piece of plastic. It was really easy to take off because it's old, so I just popped that sucker out. But you could also just pop that out with like a flathead driver. And then now I'm going to be removing this piece right here, this bracket, so that I can get to this and swap that out for the monkey wrench shifter that I got. And I'll post that I'll post the link of what I got on the video. But really, I'm just removing these 3 screws. As you see, I already removed 2 of them. So now I'm just getting rid of that 3rd one. Okay, the 3 screws are out. These 3 right here. I put them there so that I don't lose them with the original washers as well. And now we can take this bracket off and start looking around here. With the bracket off now, there was 3 rings around here. And these are, I put them in a consecutive order. So we got the spring, we got the kind of the washer, and then we also have a little seal that was on top of here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these bolts and see if there's a way that I can take this out. And now I took these 4 other nuts out right here, and I removed that using a size 13 mil. You can see how rusty that is. I have to get a new tool set. I'm pretty sure that's a 13 somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's a 13 13 size socket. And now I'm going to try to figure out how to take this piece out without damaging any of the other components. So I find that removing the shifter is actually a little bit more difficult than I thought, and it's because of this piece right here. It's stuck in there. The ball joint is in there, and there's not really a way to get behind there and like unloosen something like the 7th gen from what I've seen. So the next best thing is I'm going to remove the entire thing, and on this connection right there, there was this pin. So I just pulled the pin out, and now I should be able to pull this entire assembly out and kind of just do more work on that. And that worked. The assembly is now out. Make a note that that washer was on the outside. So it was, how do I do it? This piece right here, that's not focusing. There it is. That goes through that piece right there, and the washer was on the left side or the outside of it. And I think what I gotta do next is I gotta take this out so that I can unrelease this spring, so that I'm able to remove this piece right here and then be able to pop this ball joint right here, if that's what it's called, or that, yeah, and then be able to take the shifter out and then replace that. So that's slowly coming out. I'm prying it out of there, so then I'm able to pop this cylinder out. Now that that piece is out, I can take out the washer right here, and I should be able to pop it out. I'll show it next. And it looks like it's coming out, so that's good. And as you can see, now I'm able to take out that shifter out perfectly with a boot. And there it is, taken out with the plastic piece here. And now we're going to swap this out with the other one and put everything back together. So finally, I was able to take out these plastic boots that were on top of these ball bearings right here. They're not bearings, but these tips right here. And the best way that I was able to do this, because I was driving me mad, I was using pliers. I was kind of using, I forgot what this tool is called, but I was using the sharp point of this, and I found that I was, idiotically damaging the boot itself. So I might be swapping these out later. But for now, we'll work with it. More than likely, I'll probably fix the little cuts by melting it a little bit and then kind of smoothing it down with a cold piece of metal or something. But going back to what I was talking about, the quickest way that I found was to put it against the table right there and just put leverages, just pop, and it would pop out. Same thing with this side. I would put it flat and and I would also use the pliers a little bit to kind of pry it out a little bit. And with enough pressure, they would pop out like when you're opening up a beer bottle, right? You put it against the edge and then you smack it and it opens the top. So that's how I did it. Now I got to put those on the new one. Now the new one is put in there, and the boot is inside there. The tip is inside. It's between the spring here. So now we got to put the washer back on, and then the clip to put that in place. And then we got to put that piece together, put it down, put the risers up. We'll see how it goes. So I put everything back together, and essentially what we had with the short shifter kit was these risers, and you put them under the housing plate, because you have the main plate which holds the shaft itself, and then the mechanism that has a spring and all that right here. But then you also have the base plate which mounts it to the bare metal. What do you say, like the chassis, I guess, and it makes sure that none of this moves. So you're supposed to put these spacers underneath that to kind of raise it up a little bit, but I was only able to put 2 of these the razors up. So I put one here and one there, it's underneath, and then the other 2 I just put 2 bolts in to just kind of tighten it down, so it's kind of angled up a little bit like that. And you'll see that I'll be able to shift now. So if I put in the clutch, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. Now my only concern is that there isn't much free play now, but I don't know if it's if that's the whole idea behind converting the standard shifter to a short throw shifter. So it's kind of stiff, and maybe that's just how it is, but I'm about to turn it on and see if I can do a little test run. And it looks like we're good to go. We are not being launched forward. That was my concern, that if this was too, I don't know, I was expecting this to kind of put me in some kind of gear and launch me forward, but now I'm going to go for a test drive and see how it shifts. This is how long the old shifter was. So if we lower it, it's about there, give or take, because that's give or take where the mechanism is put in place. So look at that difference. Look how high that was. So when I would shift, I would literally be like, put into 1, second, third, fourth, and then fifth, right, all the way over there. So it wasn't really much of a sporty feeling when I was driving the Celica. And now when I shift, I mean, look at this. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Those are some small movements, right? And when I was test driving it, it responded so much better in terms of like the driving experience. When I shifted into first gear, it was just way much better. I like this mod very much, and I'm hoping that this video that I made will help you guys set up the short shifter mod on the 1990 through 1994 models Toyota Celica GT-S. If you think that I did a mistake because, I mean, I'm kind of just figuring things out as I go. So if I need to make a change in the modifications, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, it works for me. It's great. It's nice and sturdy. This doesn't. The shifter does move, obviously, but the base plate does not. And overall, it definitely makes driving the Celica a way more sportier feeling, right? So it makes the car driving experience way more fun. So like and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. See you guys later.